What is up, everybody? Welcome to Team Amasian Talks Video Games. My name is Campea, and joining me is arguably the better half of Team Amasian, Miss Kaori Takee.
No way, no how. You are the better half.
Aw, don't flatter me. Okay, flatter me. But yes, like I said, Team Amasian is activating to talk about video games tonight.
Yes.
And I wanted to preface this video before we get into the details by saying, consider me a casual gamer. I maybe spend, 3 or 5 hours a week playing video games on my tablet, on my Xbox, whatever. But Miss Kaori over here is a true gamer. So take what she says and accept it and love it, because her opinions on games are fantastic. And that's what we're going to do tonight, is talk about video games together.
Yes, and thank you for being my home slice and doing this with me. I'm really excited to talk about video games, and the season's coming to an end, so we're going to talk about definitely some VGX announcements and, of course, my favorite video games of the year. So
Awesome. So let's get into it. So this weekend, they held the annual Video Game Awards, Spike TV did, and this year they decided to brand it under VGX.
Yeah.
Interesting, right?
They're completely changing everything, and it seems a lot more businessy, a lot more MTV than what a video game award show should be or how we would like it to be. And they didn't even air it on TV. It was all live streamed. It was different.
I thought it was, I thought it was interesting because, like I had told you, I attended the first video game award, or Spike TV Video Game Award, and that's when they used to air it on Spike TV. And it was a little bit more homegrown, I don't know how else to say it, a little organic in some sense, where it's almost as if true video game fans just decided to put together a award show, and they did it. Now, like you said, it's like becoming a little more mainstream.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like what happened with MTV too. Back in the day, it was all about music, television, and then all of a sudden Total Recall came to play and Singled Out was there, and then lo and behold, it's not music videos playing all the time. Now it's all this random reality TV shows, and I'm kind of worried that VGX kind of provided what shows that it's going to become something like that. Mainstream gamers, which is fine. More gamers, the more welcome, but It's not the kind of show that I can exactly appreciate. Everyone thinks it's rigged. Probably is.
I'm sure it is. I mean, it even seemed rigged during the inauguration awards show. But one thing I did like about what they did, and I don't know if it was received well, was that they, like you said, they streamed it on all of these different channels instead of putting it on Spike TV. And I thought, what a great concept, because gamers hate to get up. They don't want to leave their console. They don't want to turn their console off to turn their cable box on and turn on the award show. So why don't you bring the award show to them? And that's what they did. And they had it also streaming on GameTrailers.com. They had it on Spike TV's website. They had it on Comedy Central. So it was pretty accessible for those who are actually looking for the award show, which I thought was really neat. Now, I didn't see the results to see if anyone actually watched it through these channels, but I thought it was a great idea and something worth trying. Yeah,
no, I agree with you. It's the first time that they did the VGX brand and tried out this concept, and I think that they're probably going to do it again. Mixed reviews on what happened. People didn't really like Joel McHale as a host.
I definitely thought that was an interesting choice. I mean, especially with video games, I don't see the connection.
And it also really shows where Spike TV or VGX is going with Joel McHale as a host. I don't think he knows much about video games. He was mentioning and joking a lot about things that I didn't find very funny.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe they're going Golden Globes on this award show too. Maybe let's hope for the best. But let's get into some of the awards that were given out, because there were definitely some good games that were highlighted, even games that I've played or spent some time playing as a casual gamer. And we wanted to talk about some of those tonight. Do you want to go into Game of the Year first, or should we have that build up?
Yeah, let's build up. Let's start from the best PlayStation game. I'm a PS3 gamer. I don't have an Xbox 360. Sorry. Just what happens. She has the 360. But best PlayStation game was it was Last of Us, Grand Theft Auto 5, Rayman Legends, or Tomb Raider, and Last of Us won. So Last of Us, of course, had to win. This was the best game of the year, or one of the best games of the year, because I'm thinking about my list and I don't remember where I put it because it was so neck and neck with the runner-up. But if you are a PS3 gamer, you have had to play this. And if you haven't played it yet, you should be playing it right now. And The Last of Us is clearly the winner for a reason. I mean, Naughty Dog did so good with it. It's about infections and there's so much emotion in it. It's just so good. I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm proud of Last of Us for winning, and they deserved the win.
I was going to say, even as a casual gamer, I've heard amazing things about this game. I've been so curious about it. Between that and Grand Theft Auto 5, that's all the talk I heard this year in 2013 was The Last of Us and Grand Theft Auto 5. So I'm very curious to see what the story is for that game.
Oh, gosh. You should just come over and play on my PS3 because it is worth every single minute, and it is just so good. And there is a reason why there's so much talk about this game, because it's amazing. It's just simply amazing. So I'm happy it won.
Okay, so let's go to the best Xbox game. And the nominees were BioShock Infinite, Grand Theft Auto 5, Tomb Raider, and Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons.
Okay, so I thought this was completely ridiculous because Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, Grand Theft Auto 5, and Tomb Raider were all also on the PS3. So to call it the best Xbox game just didn't really make sense to me.
So the winner was Brothers:
Tale of Two Sons. I'm very, very happy that Brothers won. I think that was my runner-up or the winner. We'll see when we get there. Now this game, you can play on your PC, you can play on your Xbox, on your PlayStation.
Nice.
Go get it. It's 3 hours long. It's so good, and it's so simple. Even the most casual of gamers will enjoy it. It has a really good, heartfelt story. I'm not going to give away the ending, but it's basically about two brothers going on an adventure to get a remedy for their ailing father, and all you really need, it's like a puzzle game. So you're going through, just puzzles. And
I'm intrigued.
Yep. The right side of your controller controls the younger brother, and the left side controls the older brother. And that's all I'm going to tell you. It's really simple, about 3 hours long, really good puzzle game, really, really heartfelt. It's amazing.
Why have you not told me about this game? It sounds amazing.
It is amazing. Because I'm trying to get you to play The Walking Dead still.
I know. Gosh. Before we get to the next one, I'm just like listening to you tell the tale of A Tale of Two Sons. And are you finding, Kaori, that a lot of these games, the stories are just getting better and better? And do you think that a lot of these games can be turned into scripts, potentially films?
I mean, well, that's the thing about a lot of video games is that they have become scripts. And most of the time, video games that get into theaters don't do so well. But I tend to watch every single one just because the gamer in me wants it to be good. I'm thinking Silent Hill. I'm thinking Resident Evil. I'm thinking Street Fighter.
Yeah.
That was terrible, but I would watch it anytime. Mortal Kombat was really good, though, I gotta say. But I just feel that part of the emotion and the feelings, it's things that, as a gamer, is the only way you can feel it. You can't really get it on the screen.
Right.
So
I can see what you're saying. Same thing can be said about novels translated into film. So
exactly.
But I do think for the games that I have played or that I have seen my friends play, the stories have really been intriguing, and I think the script writing for these games is getting better and better.
You got to go play Brothers then.
Yeah.
You got to.
I'll
And you
pick it
have
up.
your Xbox, so.
I do. Okay, so let's move on to best fighting game.
This is for you.
Yeah, I'm excited to see who won, but the nominees were Dive Kick, Killer Instinct, Tekken Revolution, and Injustice: Gods Among Us. And for those of you who haven't seen our Arrow show or any of our other shows, I'm a big DC Marvel fan, and the fact that Injustice: Gods Among Us won makes me very, very happy. And actually, this is a game I have played. So I'm excited that it won. I mean, it's an awesome storyline. Awesome storyline. And just the fact that it's not only a fighting game, but there's a really, really good story behind it makes you love this game. And so I sat down and I played with my brother, and we got through the whole story in a day. And it was one of those things where it was like, get through the next fight, just so we could get to the next part of the story. And it kind of links to that comic I was telling you about.
Right, yeah.
Injustice Gods Among Us, which if you guys haven't checked out, you have to pick it up. That's all I have to say. It is the most intriguing way to depict the Superman-Batman relationship that I've ever read in a comic.
Yeah, I need to get that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Please do. And the fact that it's also elements of that story are in this game just make me so stoked that it won Best Fighting Game. I mean, thoughts on this game?
I mean, I was expecting it to win. For me, it was kind of neck and neck with Killer Instinct because Killer Instinct's on the PlayStation 4. People were super excited about it, especially since Killer Instinct did so phenomenally well over a decade ago. But I'm happy that Injustice won. It was the most anticipated fighting game since 2012. So rightfully so. And all those DC characters and the storyline. So good.
By the way, our very own Arrow is a secret unlockable character in this game. So
Boom.
If you haven't even unlocked Arrow from the show Arrow, you should get the game and do that, because it's kind of neat to see Stephen Amell in a CGI figure.
Is it Stephen Amell?
Yeah, it's definitely him. So let's move on to the next award here.
Character of the Year. So the winner, who I'm just going to say, was from BioShock Infinite, the Luigi twins. And I know BioShock was a huge game, and I didn't play it. Sorry. I just didn't.
That's okay.
And I might sometime at some point, but there's just so many games in queue. But I want to mention this because Lara Croft from Tomb Raider, Trevor Phillips from Grand Theft Auto 5, and Nai and Nia from Brothers were all nominated. And I was kind of surprised that Trevor didn't win, because people really liked him. We're not talking about voice acting. We're talking about character. And you played some GTA 5. Did you get up to meeting Trevor?
Yes.
He's insane.
Yeah. And that is interesting that he didn't win.
Yeah, because most people were talking more about his character than any other character. Lara Croft, fine, but she's just making her comeback. And the two brothers, great, but it's a 3-hour, it's a 3-hour long video game. So I'm really surprised that Trevor didn't win, but I guess Grand Theft Auto couldn't win them all.
That's what I'm thinking, and I'm going through your list as you're talking, and it looks like BioShock, maybe had one other award. So if it's rigged, as you were saying, it might be, then maybe they just wanted to make it an even playing field.
Well, yeah, a lot of people think it's rigged. It probably is. By the way, Gone Home won Best PC Game or Best Independent Game. People love that game. I do not recommend that game.
All right.
But that's just me.
All right. So let's move on to Studio of the Year.
Okay.
Irrational Games for BioShock Infinite, Rockstar North, Grand Theft Auto 5, The Fulbright Company, Gone Home, and the winner being Naughty Dog for The Last of Us.
And again, rightfully so. Naughty Dog does such a good job with The Last of Us. I mean, what else can I say but just go play it. That's it.
Awesome. All right, so let me get to Game of the Year for you so that you can give us your expertise on who actually ended up taking this award home.
Okay.
So nominated were BioShock Infinite, Super Mario 3D World, The Last of Us, Tomb Raider, and Grand Theft Auto 5, with, drumroll, Grand Theft Auto 5 winning the award.
Yes, and here is the thing I feel about this. I think Tomb Raider was a better game overall, and I think definitely Last of Us was a better game overall. Super Mario 3D World, let's face it, the Wii U hasn't been doing too well.
Was that a pity? Was that a pity nomination? Just because
I just feel like they needed to throw some Nintendo system game in there, and fine, that was probably the best one they can do. They could have me put Animal Crossing the thing 3DS.
Oh
But
my
you know,
gosh.
Grand Theft Auto 5 for me was just such a good game for the first 10 hours. Once you hit that 10-hour mark, it just becomes really boring. And after a while, you think to yourself, okay, I get it. I know what I have to do next. I know this heist looks like that heist. I know Trevor does this. I know Michael does that. I don't think it deserved the video game of the year, but at the same time, there was so much work involved in it. I mean, Los Santos looks like Los Angeles. So
Pretty much.
I understand the structure and why, in a way, it deserves it. But then as a gamer, I feel like content-wise, in terms of storyline, it didn't give me as much joy. I didn't even finish the game because I just got bored with it.
Yeah, I find that it really interesting that you said that. For some gamers, I truly believe it's all about the content, like you said. It's the story. Let me follow the story. Let me make it to the end. For other gamers, like my brother, for example, who is online 24/7 playing with people from all over the world, he probably would have went for Grand Theft Auto 5 just because of the social interaction he gets playing the online content of the game.
True, but they had a lot of online content, but so did The Last of Us. Well, nothing compared to Grand Theft Auto because they had so many copies sold, but they also in the beginning had a lot of glitches with the online system, and it just gets old.
Yeah.
It just, after a while, you're thinking, this has nothing, it doesn't look like anything like the other GTAs. But after a while, you're thinking, man, it looks a lot like the other GTAs.
That's so funny because as a casual gamer, I'm still very much intrigued by the game because I haven't gone very far in it. And, you know, I've called Kaori many times saying, oh, you know, I'm on this character. And she's like, oh, no, I'm done. Like, I've already paid, like, way past that point in the game. But
who's your favorite character? I wanted to ask you.
Oh, gosh. I don't know. Maybe it is Trevor.
Really?
Yeah. What about you?
I liked Michael. I don't know what I think it was a Family Guy thing. He just wants to live a normal life, and then he just keeps setting himself in trouble. But he was amusing to me. Trevor was too over the top, and
that's why I liked him.
I felt dirty being Trevor sometimes. I felt so disgusting.
That's funny.
Yeah. I had to put a white shirt and jeans to feel clean.
Oh gosh.
Well, not me myself, but dress Trevor up cleaner. It was funny.
Made you feel better about that?
It did make me feel better.
Okay, so we've gone through all of the awards, and I wanted to just briefly touch on some of the highlights of the awards show. Because every year that they show these extended trailers or there's things that, you know, obviously they premiere at the Video Game Awards. And this year was no different. So were there any highlights for you?
Some people would beg to differ, but Telltale Games is doing really good. They did The Walking Dead, which was amazing, and then they have Wolf Among Us, which is doing great right now. And they just recently announced that Game of Thrones is going to happen. And I'm really, really excited about that, as well as Borderlands. And people have mixed feelings. They're thinking Borderlands is more of a shooter game. But you know what? I really want to see what Telltale is going because I have faith in the company. And I'm really, really juiced to see what they're going to do with these stories. So yeah,
let's talk about that because I think we talked about this on our weekly show, right? They're the same people who brought us the Walking Dead game.
Yes.
Okay, so there's a lot of fans for that game. So the fact that they announced one for Game of Thrones, which I'm sure it has just as much viewership in terms of the TV show, I'm sure there's going to be a ton of fans that will want to get their hands on this game. Casual gamers, expert gamers, whatever. Yeah. If you're a fan of the show, this is a great extension of that, I think.
And I mean, some people have mixed feelings about it because they're thinking, why does Telltale Games suddenly have their hands on all these huge titles? Walking Dead's a huge one, and Game of Thrones now is also a huge one. But, you know, if you've played a Telltale game, like Walking Dead, it's very simple. You play it on your iPad. You can go to the bathroom while you're playing the game. I know that sounds gross, but it's so simple and it's cool because it makes you think, and you have to think really quickly. And whatever you do, it's gonna change the course of the next episode that you play, and so forth and so on. So if you're a bad guy, it's going to have that chain reaction. And I think that's what they're going to go with Game of Thrones. I wonder if you're going to be able to slap Joffrey, have sex with your brother. I don't know.
Oh, gosh. Recreate the, what was it?
The Red Wedding.
Red Wedding.
So,
oh, God.
It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to do it because, you know, like the Walking Dead game, it's they're completely new characters. They have nothing or little to do with the TV show or the comic book. I mean, you just see Glenn and that's it. And I think the Game of Thrones game is going to be like that too. So
Awesome.
I'm excited.
So we also got to see the world premiere of the South Park, The Stick of Truth gameplay.
That's exciting. I'm really excited about this game. They pushed the release date into March of next year. It's kind of like a little RPG, and if you like South Park, you might like this one. It looks like just a fun game. You know?
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to it. Being a long, lifetime South Park fan, it looks awesome. I mean, I love the cheese factor. I love South Park, so I think this is right up my alley.
Yeah.
I'm ready to play this.
Yep.
Okay, so what else did we hear?
I know a lot of people thought this is not really a big announcement, but Nintendo kept saying we have this huge announcement, and they announced that Cranky Kong is going to be playable character in Tropical Freeze coming out.
He looks so awesome too.
I know. In 2014. I'm looking for Tropical Freeze, and I'm excited about Cranky Kong, and I thought this was great. Some people are saying, oh, this could have just been an announcement made on Nintendo Direct, but I liked it, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, for sure. And we also got to see some other trailers. One for The Witcher 3,
Yeah, The
Wild
Witcher
Hunt.
3. That one looks really good, as well as Destiny, which everyone's looking forward to, which is going to be released on the PlayStation 4, I think almost a year from now.
Wow.
So
Just,
it looks really good.
yeah, the images from these games just look amazing.
I'm going to turn you into my gaming buddy. It's going to happen.
I will be converted very shortly, I'm sure. I can't be a part of Team Amasian without being a true gamer, so I think we have many hours to
I
dedicate.
know, and I'm going to learn all about comic books out of nowhere. I'm like, yes, I know about this
There
now.
you go. There you go.
Trade-off.
So 2013 is pretty much done. Mm-hmm. So I think it's appropriate that we run through your top video games of the year.
Yes. And real quick, my number 5. Well, how about we run through yours? Do you have 5 games worthy of your top 5?
You know
as well?
what? Sadly, I probably have played 3 that are on your list.
But you can pick, you played The Room on your
Yeah,
on your
but I was going to
iPad
say ever since I got my Google Nexus 7, tablet games or whatever you call them, gaming apps or whatever, those are right up my alley too. The Room, which I've been telling everybody that I meet about, is the greatest puzzle game I've ever played.
And you like that puzzle stuff.
I love puzzles.
And actually has literally a 5,000 piece puzzle on her dining table right now.
Yeah, come help me with it.
Yeah.
I'm having a bit of a
It's
hard
all
time.
the same colors. I don't know how she's puzzling it up.
But yeah, I would totally recommend The Room. Simpsons Tapped Out. Oh my gosh, I'm very addicted to that right now. Kaori can tell you guys, I'm constantly on my tablet doing this.
True.
And she's just like, why is this girl crazy? So those are the kind of games that I've been addicted to lately. Obviously, they're still games, but these games that Kaori is going to run down are definitely games that are worthy of being the top video games of 2013.
But see, that's why I think you should play The Walking Dead or any Telltale game, because you really can sit, on your tablet, I guess, if you have an iPad.
Yeah.
And play the game. It's just good. And if you like comic books, it's just a good medley. Go play it, please.
All right. She's going to force my hand. All right, cool. So let's get to number 5.
Number 5 was GTA 5. And I know I kept saying I got bored of the game, which is true, but I think it is worthy of saying one of the top 5 game of the years because of how much work they put into it. I mean, they have their own soundtrack, they have their own city that really does mirror Los Angeles. And 3 characters, and the concept of bouncing from Trevor to Michael to what's his name, Franklin. And you can even play with the dog on your iPhone, which I did for a while. I mean, the whole world of GTA 5 is worthy of being one of the top 5 games of the year. Nice. They did a really good job with it, despite the storyline getting kind of redundant.
Nice.
Yeah.
So number 4. What do we got?
I have to give a shout out to, I love my 3DS, and I highly recommend you go out there and get a 3DS, a 3DS XL, or a 2DS, because they have so many games out there that are a lot more fun than the Wii U. Sorry, Wii U. We'll see what happens. But I chose Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Luigi's Mansion hasn't released another one since, I don't know, for at least 5 years. And this is a really, really good game if you just want to have fun. It has a really, really cute dog in it. Is there a picture? I think I put a picture in it.
Yes.
I don't know if you showed. See, there's a really, really cute dog.
Cute. See, just for that,
yeah,
I would play.
Yeah. And this year was for Nintendo the year of Luigi, and they're actually going to throw that into next year too, 2014.
It's about time he got his time.
And he's getting another year too.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, Luigi's Mansion. Number 3, the Tomb Raider reboot. This was really good. If you know Lara Croft, you know that she's a badass chick. She's just a phenomenal archaeologist and hunter, and she's great and just amazing. And this is her story before she became that person. And you see a different side of her. You see her being scared and worried about her friends and fearing death, and just a lot more vulnerable. It's a totally different Lara Croft, and the storyline's good. Check that one out. That is my number 3.
Awesome. Number 2.
Oof.
Take a breath.
Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. This is one that, and you should go play before you play The Walking Dead.
I'm definitely going to be there.
It is. Yep. It's just such a good game. I don't want to go any further because I mentioned it previously, but it's just so simple to play, and the story's so good, and it's puzzles, and it's cute, it's great. The graphics are great. The soundtrack is good. Just everything about this game deserves it.
And am I reading this right? $14.99 as a retail value? Or
yes.
What? Wow.
You are reading it right.
Wow. That's great.
Yeah.
Especially if it's what to the caliber you're saying it is.
I mean, it won Xbox Game of the Year, even though it's not just an Xbox exclusive. But, go get it.
All right. So number 1.
The Last of Us.
Of course.
I mean, I pretty much enough said it. Joel, who's voiced by Troy Baker, who basically voices everything good. He voiced also Batman in Arkham Origins.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. He does a really good job, and Joel is a really great character, and Ellie is good. And by the way, Ellen Page, I don't know if you guys know this, but Ellen Page thought that they were stealing her likeness for Ellie, the girl.
Let's look at that picture one more time. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I could totally see it.
That's so funny. But yeah, that's what she thought.
That's funny.
So there was a huge thing about that. But go play that. That's my number 1 game, and rightfully so.
And we have some honorable mentions here, I see.
We got honorable mention, Animal Crossing.
Heck yeah. Thank you for pointing that out.
Yes.
One of my favorite games, by the way.
I think Animal Crossing is a casual gamer and gamer's paradise. And it's actually a 3DS. It's a reason why people would buy the 3DS, because it's a really good, fun game. You can pick it up at your leisure, and you can also connect with people and visit each other's towns. It's fun. Yeah,
totally agree. That's one that I couldn't put down for sure.
And then Batman Arkham Origins. I haven't finished playing it, but I'm a huge fan of the Arkham series. I know that they switched over studios for this particular one. And I think Anne would like this too, because it's DC involved. You have Bane. You've got, Black Mask, excuse me.
Ooh.
And you've got all kind of characters out and after trying to get Batman. And it's also an origin story about Batman before he became a really strong Batman. It's really the beginning of Bruce Wayne.
That's interesting. I wonder how close they stick to the actual comic stories.
It's probably loosely out, but you should definitely play it, and then I'll read the comic and we can swap stories.
Okay. Sounds good. Deal.
Okay. And my last honorable mention is this one came out in 2011, but I never get sick of it. When I was playing GTA 5, I was thinking I would rather be playing Skyrim.
Nice.
Skyrim deserves an honorable mention because it never gets boring. There's so many different types of races you can be, and you can just keep playing with like your different expertise. My favorite one is being a wood elf and being an archer. That's a lot of fun. And now, with all the downloadable content, and now that they've got the Elder Scrolls Online, it just never gets old. It deserves this honorable mention. If it came out in 2013, it would have won Game of the Year over Last of Us for me. That's it.
Wow, that was a lot of games, Kaori.
I know. I just have to throw it all in before the end of this year.
That was awesome, though. I feel like I need to make more time in my day. I have to do it. That's going to be my New Year's resolution. More time for gaming, so I could be at your level.
Less sleep.
Yeah?
No.
Okay.
It's worth it.
Okay. Well, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for running down your favorite games, and thanks everybody for joining us.
Thank you.
Kaori, you guys can find us on Team Amasian, by the way, on Twitter. But our video content now is going to be under the movie, blog, and TV, but movie, blog, TV channel that John Campea runs, my husband.
Her hubby.
Yes, so find us under the Team Amasian section there. And you can follow us on Twitter at Team Amasian as well. Kaori, where can we find you individually?
You can find me right here. Kaorious, Kaori S. Tweet me your favorite video games.
Yeah, I want to see this conversation going. And I want somebody to magically give me all their games so I can start gaming. Okay. And you can follow me at Campea right there. And like I said, follow us at Team Amasian. And thanks so much, everybody, for joining us. On behalf of Team Amasian, I'm Campea. And until next time, everybody, bye-bye.